Now let's talk about when the goods arrives to you. If you are in the same country or economical zone as the factory or where you had the wholesaler where you was buying from, then it's much easier, but still listen to this. If it otherwise is from outside, then there's an import handling also, custom duty, etc. And as I said, the transport may came to your nearest airport or port. That is the most common, and then you still have to have the clearance, and then you have to get it shipped to your place, sent by maybe a truck, or if it's a small thing, maybe you can pick it up yourself, but make sure that you don't come with a small private car if it's more than goods than have placed there, because it can be quite difficult. Then maybe you rent a small truck or pickup or something and get it all. So let's look at the import, if it is an import. Many products has an import duty to be paid. That's normally calculated on the price you was buying these items for plus the transport. So you have to add the transport to it, and then you pay an import duty on that. Then in some cases, for some areas, some countries, some so and so, there is a special tax, like you have, for instance, on perfumes. There are typically a special tax. There can be a tax on alcoholic beverages. There can be tax on sugar in some areas because they don't think it's good, people have, and so on. Depends what you're importing. There are things. And also remember that sometimes you need a license to do. If you're taking weapons or food or something like that, you need certain permissions or a license or something. So you have to look at that also. It's very important to look at that. And finally, when it comes, you normally have to handle the VAT, the value-added tax, or in India it's called GST, Goods and Services Tax. Now, VAT/GST is not something that you actually is a cost for you or a profit for you. You are only handling on the behalf of the government this money. So the tax you are paying, you will get back later when you declare it. And the tax you're getting in from your customers, you will give to the government. And then for each period you see the plus and minus. If you have got in more money than you have paid, then you pay to the government the difference. And the other way, if you have paid more than you get from your customers, then the government should pay you the difference. So it's a cash issue with a VAT and GST. It's not an issue that this is cost me so, but you need to be out with the money when the goods arrives for the import situation. So this needs to be handled also. And the VAT or GST is normally calculated on buying the product, transport, plus special tax if any, and on top of that you put this tax. Now, what else happens when you come to the... Let me give you an example. Let's say there's a delivery coming to the country where I have my main home in Sweden. It comes to the airport, let's say. Well, first I want to tell you that there is a rule. They don't want to store things for you, so you have to pay a high fee, penalty you can call it, if you don't take it out immediately. Definitely within 2-3 days you must have taken it out, or you will get penalty. You will pay per day so and so much. So must be prepared for that. You can use an agent who handles it for you, then no problem, but you have to pay the agent fee in that case. So what happened is the goods has arrived and you get a message about it. Then if you do the custom clearance yourself, you have to go to the cargo terminal where the airline is parking. There can be more than one cargo terminal. And then from there you get the papers and pay some fees, and you get the paper and documents. With that in your hand, you go to the tax authorities building where the custom people are, or the custom people, but you go and you show them the documents. They will calculate how much you should pay, and then you will have to pay it either directly or later. There can be different rules in different places, and there are different permissions for different importers and so on. And then when you have paid for the custom clearance, and then you can go back with the stamped paper to the cargo terminal, and there you show the stamped papers and you get out your goods. Now, if you are doing this yourself and it's the first time, I suggest you go there early in the morning, because if it takes the whole day because you wasn't prepared of that and that and so on, better to do it like that. And then when you have done it, then you have the goods and you can take it home. Now, just one note on that. Sweden is a part of the European Union. So VAT is a bit tricky in the way that there are different rules if you are buying from someone inside the country, or if you are buying from someone within European Union, or you are buying from someone outside European. The different ways you have to handle it. It's the same VAT, but there are different ways of how to handle it. And of course, in every case, there's a difference if you are dealing company to company or company to end consumer. If you're an end consumer, meaning end consumer which is not a company, a private person or something like that. This is, you have to understand this. It's a bit complex, it's not too complicated, but maybe in the first times, if it is really not too small thing that looks too easy to handle, maybe use an agent, a custom clearance agent for the first shipment, so you sure you get it right and you can talk to them how they do it and so on. And then either you pick it up from them at the same time they do it, or you ask them to arrange a transport to your door.